Chrisean Rock was directly hit by the digital trigger that Kemp just pulled. Tia didn't just strike back after Chrisean went live sobbing, yelling, and denying ever contacting her phone. She also dropped receipts, which are actual time-stamped. Audio proof at 2:14 a.m. The screen capture appeared on T's Instagram stories, and the bloggers had it in 90 seconds. It was immediately uploaded by fans, and before dawn, the hashtag stop playing victim was popular. It was all in Tia's caption. There's no need to argue, baby, I got Verizon. Never again lie to me. Tia's screen displayed an outgoing FaceTime audio call with a duration of 1 minute and 38 seconds. Despite Chrisean's allegation that she never placed a call, if that wasn't sufficient, an audio memo from that particular call was included. By Tia, a voice that sounds a lot like Chrisean says in the video, I just wanted to talk woman to woman, so? Why lie? Why now? And what else is Chrisean hiding? This beef didn't begin with a phone call or live stream. Rather, it began the day Kemp's son Ronnie was taken from her, and those close to the tragedy began acting as though it never happened. Chrisean Rock was one of those people, and her silence lit a fire Tia hasn't let go out. Tia began to notice something was wrong, and Chrisean, who had loose ties to Ronnie's inner circle, became quiet and distant until one night, out of the blue, her phone rang. The call came from a blocked number, which later turned out to be Chrisean's verifidium. A mother. I'm not playing with you all anymore. Fast forward to this week. Chrisean went live again in tears, barely holding herself together, and said one bold thing. I never called that lady. Why is she lying to me? Chrisean said she just wanted to talk. She claimed she didn't really know what happened, but wanted to clear the air. Tia listened, not out of trust, but because she needed to hear it with her own ears. Chrisean sounded nervous, like she knew something but was not allowed to say it. The call lasted 1 minute and 38 seconds. Tia recorded it, not out of malice, but for protection. The internet was split immediately. Some people didn't believe her, but Tia didn't waste any time. She posted a screen capture of the call log and the audio clip with the caption, Stop playing victim, baby girl. You forgot I recorded everything. Then came the next shocking revelation. Tia shared another audio clip, and this time there was a second voice, a low male whisper, giving clear instructions. Just say you never called her. Stick to that. That one sentence sent the internet into a tailspin. Here's how the call actually transpired. The internet is playing detective now. The top theory is that the voice belongs to someone from Chrisean's management, possibly her spiritual advisor known only as Coach T. He has been seen whispering in her ear at Zeus Network tapings, and once posted then deleted a story, saying if they ask you were never there. T answers. Chrisean nervously introduces herself, and after a brief conversation, Chrisean says, I just want to talk woman to woman. Fans are now matching his voice to the whisper in the clip. Verified that it is authentic. She didn't flinch, she said when asked if the male voice was added in. You can deceive these children online, but a mother who has lost a child cannot. That voice was there the entire time, she continued. Kemp has made money out of her suffering and stated unequivocally, if they are going to play with my pain, I'm going to make sure my son's name eats off, after which she posted the entire call file on Patreon. Chrisean Rock has not spoken since the second voice was leaked. Fans were even more irate when there were no Instagram lives, tweets, or blog responses, just a mysterious Instagram story that said, God knows my heart, I'm not perfect. People began yelling at her, saying, now you're spiritual. Lying to a bereaved mother is the issue here, not perfection. Chrisean faced harsh criticism from fans. Even her most devoted fans felt deceived after this. They had previously been on her side. You also lied to us while we were defending you. You turned your tears into a weapon. There was no victim in you, the bad guy is you. Within hours after the second audio clip was released, hashtags including #stop lying victim, #justice for Ronnie, and #unfollow Chris started to trend. Ti's next action, make the second call, and if you found the first call upsetting, this one is much more alarming. Tia claims that Chrisean called her once more, but from a different number this time, and she started crying and talking on that second call, regarding the person who instructed her to call first. Tia claims she wasn't guilty when she called me to stop me talking. She called. This indicates that Chrisean didn't apologize. She was dispatched to steer the story. Then came the unexpected turn of events. Tia stated, they wanted me quiet before I started naming names, but I've been quiet too long. What if the mastermind wasn't Chrisean? What if when things went awry she was being coached, manipulated, and forced behind the scenes to make the call, deny it, and play the emotional victim? She's being handled. These aren't all her moves, they're protecting a bigger story, an unnamed industry source told the Jasmine brand, Who is she protecting? A larger narrative. Theories began to pour in. Was Tia supposed to be lured into silence by the call? Before the media learned of something more sinister, was Chrisean dispatched to neutralize her? Is the truth regarding Ronnie's death being repressed by a whole circle because, as you recall, Tia mentioned that call number to drop names. Furthermore, this isn't a beef if their names are associated with well-known websites like People with Power, our OC Nation, or Seuss Network. It's a cover-up. Tia revealed yet another piece of evidence just when it seemed like she had revealed enough, one that demonstrates that this was something very real and not just theatrical. Household safety video taken the same evening as a purported call. A black Escalade can be seen pulling up to the corner of Tia's block in the clear but blurry video. Before it leaves, it sits there for precisely 4 minutes. Although there are no doors open or people leaving, Tia says that someone was observing, and the video appears to support this. She never showed up, as evidenced by her caption. Y'all said I was insane. So why this automobile pull up the same night after the call? Fans started looking into it right away. In a matter of minutes, they were contrasting the car with previous Chrisean paparazzi footage. It turns out that Chrisean was seated in the passenger seat of a 2020 for black Escalade, with the same bespoke chrome rims that had been spotted in Los Angeles a few days prior. Then the internet was rocked by the DM. A screenshot of an anonymous communication from someone claiming to be on Chrisean's squad was shared by a Tea Room blogger. They had her deny it when the message said, "I told her not to make that call," and warned her that admitting it would cause the wrong things to flare up again. The security footage disappeared from her hours later. The last line read, "They watched Miss Kemp too closely. You didn't hear this from me, damage control or a threat." Tia believes that Escalade wasn't there to deliver anything. It was sent as a warning. "You all pulled up to my block thinking I'd be scared. I'm more dangerous when I'm done grieving." IGTA said, "I didn't take it out. It was Instagram removed it once it was flagged." Fans now believe that she is being silenced by a strong person. Things worsen in Chrisean's camp as panic increases. One of her stylists, who has participated in her live feeds unintentionally, went live on a burner account for about 14 seconds. What were fans able to catch? They told her to flip it, he said. She had no desire to perform live. He claimed that although they had instructed her to do so, she didn't want to go live, pretend, to cry, or tell lies. Now, everyone wants to know who they are. Tia reacts angrily. "You all are silencing women who lost their sons. That's what we're doing." She says as she goes live once again. "Now," she added, "calling me," she sobbed, "you all want me to act as though it never happened. No. I have cameras, I received clips. I have backup drives that contain more than you can possibly use. Then it's really serious. If something happens to me, check who drives black," as she remarked. Bloggers find out more. Who is Coach T? And why is he always in the background? Is the subject of a piece on the blog Unlocked Files. It turns out that Coach T has been there for Chrisean during several crisis times, including her pregnancy reveal, her viral Zeus breakdown, and even the Blueface house arrest story. He is constantly in the background, directing, whispering, coaching. According to the blog, he may have been the male voice in the call that was released and is in charge of her media strategy. And this isn't simply about lying if that's the case. Manipulation is at issue here. The last twist follows. With a terrifying statement, Tia concludes her final live performance. "It's not just me. It's almost time for another mother to come forward." The same narrative, the same escalation, the same quiet. She logged off after that. Chrisean Rock was like a switchblade on the internet. After the black Escalade was shown in Tia Kemp's home security footage, it moved quickly and brutally and was almost impossible to ignore. The blurry clip, but clearly identifiable. Late at night, a dark SUV slowly drove by T's house in South Florida. But no one got out. Instant chaos was caused by the timestamp and license plate match, especially after Tia shared it on her Instagram stories with the caption, "You pulled up. Now what? Thought you were the victim." The public quickly connected the dots, and within minutes, the digital dragging started. Twitter, now X, exploded. What started as a few tweets with side-eye emojis turned into a trending topic, and by the end of the hour, Chrisean pulled up was the top trend in the country. The timeline was inundated with screenshots, memes, and pointed callouts. And people weren't just watching, they were analyzing. With over 120,000 likes and retweets, one user wrote, "Nah, you can't play victim when you're the one sneaking around an SUV." While another included a gif of a person shaking their head dramatically. But it wasn't just random users weighing in this time. The user said, "She called, lied, cried, and then pulled up to that woman's house." One of Chrisean's former stylists tweeted and promptly removed it, saying, I told y'all she moves messy, real-life drama. Queen, can't say I didn't warn anybody. A makeup artist who had previously worked with her added, sometimes the chaos isn't around you. It's you. The tone had obviously changed. And the backlash was more intense because even Christian's own circle now seemed to be done protecting her. For months, if not years, Christian had used turbulence, erratic interviews, physical altercations, and relationships that were widely publicized on social media to build her brand. However, this time felt different. It wasn't just drama, it felt calculated. The emotional manipulation. The abrupt phone call in which she allegedly sobbed to Tia just days prior. And now the SUV stakeout. All of these things painted a picture that fans, and even enablers, could no longer defend. She called that woman as though she wanted peace, made her believe she was apologizing, then turned around and made a sneak move. Read one popular thread, "That's not impulsive, that's intentional, that's dangerous. I'm not terrified of any girl that sends confusing signals and pulls up unannounced. You thought this was TV? Nah, sweetheart, this is real life," she remarked. In a follow-up video that she posted on Instagram Live, pacing her living room and looking visibly agitated but calm, "I am going to call the police. Don't be fooled by the cameras." Her warning only added fuel to the fire. More commentary rolled in from bloggers, podcasters, and fans turned critics who'd once cheered Christian's rise. Even gossip pages that typically handled her with kid gloves out of either fear or favoritism started reposting the footage with captions like, "We can't defend this one." On the internet, the irony was not lost. Christian had spent the previous week portraying herself as a wounded party sub, posting about toxic energy, uploading TI'd selfies, and suggesting that people were banding together against her. However, the narrative has now flipped, and with one car ride and one security clip, she's undone the fragile sympathy she's built. People are asking hard questions, such as, was she trying to provoke a reaction or intimidate Tia? And why, if she really wanted peace? Was she sneaking past someone's house like a late-night threat? As the day went on, Christian's team remained silent, without any explanations, statements, or spin control, just a quiet that felt more like damage control than innocence. When the masks come off and the security footage rolls, the internet never forgets and people start demanding accountability. Coach T needs to be investigated. Who is this dude? One tweet received over 4,000 likes in just 6 hours. The backlash wasn't subtle. Christian is out here acting like she's being attacked, but she's the one playing both sides of the gun. Within hours, hashtags like #StopPlayingVictim, #CoachExposed, #ProtectTia, and #JusticeForRoni trended worldwide in a time when perception frequently prevails over truth. Christian is now facing her harshest reality to date. Naturally, Blueface became involved because he couldn't remain silent. He posted a meme on Instagram stories ridiculing her, saying, "That girl can't even lie, right?" And that she wasn't calling. Meanwhile, Tia was on Verizon Wi-Fi receipts. He followed it up with a now-deleted tweet that said, "When you lie to the wrong mama, expect fireworks." This one also included security footage and firecrackers even. He thinks Christian is lying. And when your own ex, who has been dragging you for months, is now undermining your credibility, it's over. Then the former Zeus Network cast members began speaking out. Remember Baddies South? Well, old cast members began speaking out. Raleigh, a former cast member, posted a video. Big Lex, another former castmate, added, "Christian used to say she hated when the cameras weren't around because she couldn't flip the script. At first, fans thought she was just being salty. But after Tia's audio, they began calling her brave. They used to coach us on how to cry on cue. Bro, like real acting class vibes, cry, stop, smile. Do it again," she said. She has been giving performances. As this was going on, TikTok detectives got to work, dissecting TIS security footage, comparing it to Christian's Instagram Live and the phone call, examining timestamps and emotional tone, and comparing her voice to previous phony sobs. One widely circulated theory even claimed that Coach T was ghost directing her entire public persona, referring to him as the Olivia Pope of Zeus drama. While most celebrities remained silent, some started to make subtle jabs. For example, Summer Walker liked to tweets under the hashtag #JusticeForRoni, while TJT from City Girls tweeted, "Don't weaponize your pain if you cause someone else's Tokyo vanity to be posted. And a grieving mother is going to drag you to the gates." A list of women who were silenced after crossing the circle suggested that Tia might be the first one they couldn't control. With the enigmatic remark, "The gates are open," Tia reposted that. It was all over the blogs. The second voice in Tia's shade chamber, Hollywood Unlocked, and Kemp's call might have been Christian's media coach. Why did a black SUV arrive at Tia Kemp's block following that call? Oh, Chrisean Rock falsehoods, leaks, and a late-night pull-up that ignites a fan uprising are all on the internet. The tone quickly changed, with people no longer standing up for Chrisean and instead analyzing her. These were the same fans who used to scream, "Leave her alone. She's been using sympathy as a shield." Tia isn't a cloud chaser. She's a mother. She asserts that she has had enough since, in the end, phony tears are ineffective when the video is truthful. Rita, a fan with 40K TikTok followers, said it in the best possible words: "I lost a kid. I was sick to my stomach when I saw Chrissy lie to a distraught mother on Live. Then it occurred once again. At 1:42 a.m. the phone rang for Tia Kemp, with no caller ID and an unknown number. She responded since she had nothing left to lose. However, it wasn't Chrisean this time. Coach T. wasn't the one. Another woman was involved. She spoke clearly, calmly, and purposefully. Tia ... We don't want this to get uglier. We need this to go away fast." That was all she said. Nobody anticipated the third call. Despite her shock, Tia maintained her poise. She pressed record as soon as the speaker spoke because she realized this was no longer a lie. The caller was very clear that this was a cleanup mission. "We'll look after you. We will make amends. But this need not continue to spread. What do you compensate for?" Mid-sentence, Tia interrupted her. "Just let me stop you there. Money is not what I want. The truth is what I want. Justice is what I desire. Until you're prepared to present the facts, I want you all to refrain from mentioning my kid." The woman hung up, obviously shaken. In a few hours, the voice was evaluated. The recording went viral on blogs. According to web investigators and TikTok voice matchers, the voice most likely belongs to a well-known public relations representative who was once connected to Chrisean during her Zeus climb. Fans shared old Instagram photos. The voice almost precisely matches the live interviews and footage. This indicates that Chrisean didn't simply lie out of panic. The very people who instructed her to deny everything were supporting her, giving her advice, and now potentially throwing her under the bus. Tia's parting words. Tia went live once more following the third call. No shouting, no mayhem, only the quiet, lethal truth. "You attempted to purchase my quiet. You arrived at my residence in your car. You lie about my deceased child and let your tiny puppet cry online. And now I'm getting calls like this is business from another woman." She tilted her head toward the camera. "You chose the wrong mother to meddle with. I haven't finished yet." She dropped a bomb after that. "Another call is coming up. Everyone believed I didn't have one. And all of this ends when I drop it." Death came. Remarks became really heated. This goes beyond a simple phone conversation. It's about silence, public relations spin, and a systemic web of protection. Tia no longer merely drags Chrisean. She's threatening to reveal the entire system that supports her. Fans are now questioning who actually instructed Chrisean to turn down the call. What did T still withhold from the second call? Above all, what happened to Ronnie that prompted these individuals to try so hard to silence her? Last words seen on the screen. When mothers start to pose a problem, you are aware of the truth is near. Last decision, the last voice, the last blow. Soon, you witnessed it. You heard it. The industry is now being shaken by the reality. Tia Kemp took out each receipt, cried and sobbed, refused and disappeared. The voice of another woman is now attempting to tidy everything up. However, we will not allow this to go away. And that sound includes you. Leave a comment below. Was Chrisean only the front for something greater? Or was he the actual antagonist to T's blog? Who sent that escalator? And why? Who called the third time? Do you believe this? Is it a lone falsehood or a systemic attempt to conceal something more sinister? If you support Tia, then drop hashtag justice for Ronnie. Drop hashtag she lied. If you think Chrisean should issue a public apology, consider what might happen if the next caller mentions something that is completely unrelated to Chrisean. Activate notifications. Because Tia stated it clearly, hit subscribe when I drop the last call. This will come to an end when she does. We'll be here until then. Continue to be loud, observe, and